What we had a discussion. We had a discussion about how we can create a classes and how we can create assets, what is a process we are following. Now the next step is, so today we will discuss about the new product which is a CSM. CSM is nothing but customer service management. So customer service management is nothing but, so every industry the customer is more important. So what are the company customer, we will involve the, or we can maintain the all the stuff. So why we need to the CSM is a very important. So in that, what we will do is, in the CSM, the thing was, for example, assume that we are a service now, you are working service now. So for that XYZ company has a customer for the service now. So in the service now, what they can do it, they can maintain the, what was the contract and what was the license they have given, what was the agreement, and how many licenses they have given. And if you want to any additional, for example, the ITSM is the default one. They want to ITSM, they want ITOM or ITBM or CSM or HRSD. There are different products in the service now. So if you want to the additionally, they need to pay the additional license to the same thing. So for that, what it will happen is, so they need to configure the all other these things. So which means, so those information all will be maintained in the customer. If they have any issues, they can raise a what you call case here. If they have any other issue, they can do the all other things. That is a customer service management. Now we will create how we will install the customer service management in the system. If you want to install the customer service management, these are the plugins we need to activate it. So sn dot com dot customer service, this is the plugin in the sense we need to we need to install it. So in the if it's a not a cloud, what we will do is we will install the software. For example, in a laptop we need to any other software, we will install it manually for the same thing. But since it is a cloud, so we have an option called plugins. From that plugin we can directly take it and we can install the same. So let's check for it, and it's loading. We can wait and check it. So if you open this one, so this is the customer service management complete. There are 27 licensed application will be there. This is the plugin. You just click on here. This is the plugin. So if you want to do, it's already customer service management is already installed in this one. So if it's already installed, we no need to bother about. So for example, you can see here it was showing as installed, but let's check it. You can check this application. See, I think for this one, CSM is already installed here. The customer service application is already installed it. We no need to bother about it. So if you see this activate is already add the data. Or if you want to additionally, if you need anything plugin, you just go to that plugin. So always try to better, if you want to install any new plugin, get the data or info from the ServiceNow product document. From that ServiceNow product document, it was clearly showing this we need to activate it. If you want to activate it, we can activate it, copy, and here go to the paste. You can install it. If since it is already installed, we can install the one. And once we have installed, we don't have any option. Or as we see install or update, if you click on here, so if you customer service, these are all will be automatically. Here we have an option called load demo data. Load demo data is nothing but if you want to do some data which is required, it will be the demo data for the same thing. That means since we don't know how to add a data, instead of we are adding, we can add the same thing. I'm just going to install it like that. It is a completely package I'm going to install. So if you want to, it will be executed in the backend. So it's I think it's loading in the backend. So we no need to work or something. Now what it will we can check in the backend. So no need to work. Now what I am going to do is the customer service management. If you want to do the customer service management, first we need to onboard the vendor. Vendor in the sense which is a company. So and also the application scope is the vendor. If you see one, if you want to one, you can go to the company. The company is nothing but this is the vendor. Whatever the vendor we have, it will be the same for it. Now what we need to go ahead is these are the one. But this should be always in the global scope. The application scope is nothing but if you see the view is customer view. If I reload this one, let's check at which view it is going on. But still it is loading. We no need to bother about this one. So since we are now, you can go to the default view. So this is the vendor. Now I'm just going to vendor here. That is the Acer. This is the customer. I'm just marking this one as a customer. Sorry, this I'm just going to the scope is customer service. Scope is reload. I'm just marking this as a vendor, Acer, and this vendor. What are I'm just going to create a users here. So if you create a users, I don't think. Okay, I'm just going Acer dot user. The company it was and department we are not adding any other stuff. And I'm just going to save this one. Password. I'm just going to set this password. Generate. Copy. Save password. And this is the one. So for any external user or anyone, we should grant the role by default. We can grant a role called SNC underscore internal. So there is a two roles, internal external. Internal can be used for the internal users. External will be called the out of the organization users. Now what I am going to do is I'm just going to 68192. So the same password we are giving, the default password we can give it. That's okay. Now a user has been created for the same thing. This is the snc underscore internal we can give it. We have added the user to one, and if you go to the portal, I'm just going to open the portal slash csp. Okay, this is the customer self service portal. Sorry, this is the consumer. I'm sorry, what is the customer portal name? Okay, csm, I'm sorry. See, this is the customer portal. If you want to, if you see the csm also, both will see. Mostly we can give a csm portal, this csm portal, where the user can find all these things, get the help. Come, this is the community. If you want, you can open a case for him. So I'm sorry, it's loading. Okay, that's okay, we can discuss this one later. Now we have successfully created a company here. Now what happened if the company is created, the next one we need to create a contract for it. Simple. If the company is created, we should have agreement with the company. Right now there is no agreement here. Okay, that's okay. You can go for a contract here. This is a service contract. So in the service contract, where we can go ahead, we can create a new contract for it. So what is the account? I'm just giving a sir. Okay, I think for that sr we have already contract. Let's check it. Okay, I think we have not set up the customer account. So we just go to the again go to the customer. I'm sorry, we just created the name. So the customer account dot customer underscore table. From that we need to do it. The list. that is a company table. So this is the account. So where I am just creating a one account for the same. Right now there is no account. The first we need to set up the account for that company. I'm just giving a sir. So we can give all the manufacturer, vendor. These are all details we are giving. Right now I'm not giving in providing any details. So right now what happened? Now we have set up an account. Now here we have. So what is a product model? So what is the products for the model? We can add this one. So if you want to the product model, we are yesterday we have seen, right, the product models from here. So oh my god. What is the product model? We can give it. If I am going to, I'm just creating a Acer laptop. So which is a hardware model. So still it is loading. Wait for a couple of minutes. The manufacturer I'm just marking as a Acer. This is what we are added. Short description test. We can add a model category. Whatever we required, we can create a model category. So I'm just copying his application and configuring. So I'm just going to save this one. So now we have created, if I am going to this account, a model will become. So a product model we have created here. So now the next step here, we can create a contract here. So I think if you can add it from the relator list here, right click, configure from the relator list. Relator list will show the all the stuff for it. Now this is in the customer side, the current, this is in the global scope. So to edit view, global. So this is the global scope, but we are in the customer service scope. So whenever we are doing making changes, we need to check the what was the scope of that one. So I'm just going to add in the contract, the contact account. Next one, contract account and entitlements. So these three we have added. That means what was the contract for this one and what was the uh, entitlements and what was the different other things for the same. So now this is the one we are contract. Next one you can create a contract for this one. The contract is nothing but now what happened, we have created a new account. In that account we can create a contract for this one and I'm just creating a contract. So when you are creating a contract we should know it which that means the contract model. So what is the contract model for this one, we can add the same thing. The product model we can add a lot of things. So I'm just making as a service contract and what was the vendor for it. So this is the vendor we have Acer. Contract number Acer 1234. Something like the name Acer 1234 service contract. And if any parent contract we can add it. And what was the starting date for all the step. So I'm just starting from tomorrow to, so for example it's a saying that March 11th. What are this contract short description, this one. And next one, who is a contract administrator. Contract administrator is nothing but who can manage all the one. He can, for example, we can pick anyone from the sys user table. So here we can pick it. I can pick it. I'm just picking Andrew Jackson. He's a contract administrator and approver. Who is approver? That means who can approve this one. That means who can approve this. What we can say, approve this one. So I'm just going to, we can pick any user, that's not a problem for them. These are the users can approve right now, that means they have some written condition. So I'm just marking as a Beth Anglin. And who is the business owner? Business owner is nothing but where we can configure who is the owner of this one. So I can make it as Abraham Lincoln. And here you can see process non-contract license is nothing but, so we can allow the SLA contracts, SLA definitions with the same thing for it. This is the basic here. And next one, so the invoice payment. This is the some financial right, net monthly account, PLA. These are all we can check it. And payment schedule weekly, twice, something. What are the one we can do it. And payment amount. What was the amount and what was the currency? We can add it the same thing. And applicable taxes are exemption sales. What was the cost? For example, I'm just making as invoice net month account. I'm just for quarterly. It is at $2,000 for example. And applicable tax, exempt tax, or if I give as a sales, so what is the sales tax for it? Total cost and tax cost and total cost. The vendor account, what is the purchasing order number and what is the cost line. Cost center is nothing but From which account? I think this will be department to the one. No. So we just create a cost center, and from that we can pick any one. So what is a customer support? I'm just making as a something like customer. We can add the same thing. Next to a renewal. So automatically renew or options 1 or 2 years, or if I will not automatically renew, so when if I am going to renew, and what was the date one way from options, and renewal start, renewal end. So the cost adjustment, fixed, manual or cap, cost amount at one, whatever we can add the same thing. And terms and conditions, since we have not any terms and conditions, if you want to, we can add a terms and conditions. Now, what happened? I'm just going to add a contract here. So assume that we are purchasing a contract from the ServiceNow for the ServiceNow instance. But here they have different scenarios. I will tell you the different scenario. Let's still it is loading. It is loading. Still it is in a draft state. If it's a draft state, we cannot grant anyone. Now what happened? We just click on the submit for review. So what happened? The submit for, if you go to the contract, so what happened? It was went for a submit for review, and still it is loading. Just wait for a couple of minutes. So the contract still it is in draft state. So still it is in the under review. If it is under review, it went for approval. Whoever we have given the bent angle, so that he can approve it. I'm just on view of I'm just approving from here that one. If you want to, we can impersonate the bent angle. We can approve it. The same approval process. What is we have applied earlier, the same we can apply the same thing here. So now the contract has been approved, and still it was in draft state. Is nothing but the contract starting date is not yet done. So for example, if I give as a contract start date here, and I'm just going to save it, so it will be the, so once, see, now the contract will be become active. Why? Because since the date we have given as a 22, and if you want, we can adjust. If you click on adjust this contract, what it will happen is, so start date and end date and payable amount we can change it one, or you can cancel the contract, renew the contract, or if you click on renew, it will asking the some different asking questions. Who is approval options, renewal start date, renewal end date, and cost adjustment percentage, cost adjustment amount, all this one we can do it. Now what we are getting is, right now we have created a what you call contract, and from that contract we can so create all this one. Next one, in this contract they can cover the what are the services offer. So if I am going to the service offering, so what was the services offering for the same thing, we can configure it. Right now it is no. If you want to, we can configure a new service offering for the same thing. So that means whatever we are here, so I'm just making test model id. I don't think, let's check what is the model id. And right now there is no, I'm just making is this AT&T parent. What was the parent for it? Let's check it. I'm just making SAP enterprise vendor. Who is the vendor for it? We can add the vendor. So I think the entire is a SLA. So the USR we can add this one uploaded those all we can give it business criticality. These are all some basic stuff. And what was the contract? Our contract just now we created, right? We can add that contract here. So this is the contract. It will be visible here. And what was the SLA? So what was the version, approval group? So these are all details we can grant it. So the agreement, so the SLA, that something is a default one. If you want to, we can configure a new one. What was the location of this one? We can grant a location, version of approval group, support group, change group, managed by. These are all we can add it, and I'm just going to submit this one. So now what happened? We have configured a one services offered for this contract. So if I open this one, this contract. So for this contract, what was the services offered for this? So one company has a multiple contract also sometimes. So this is the basic thing. And now the next one is entitlements. Entitlements is nothing but for any contract. So right now, this is with the service now has agreement with the instance one. But service entitlements is nothing but what are the services like ITSM or products like ITOM or ITPM or HRSD, whatever it may be, we can add the same thing. Now I'm just going to open creating a new entitlement for it. I don't think here we have not added any entitlements. Let me close this one. Entitlements. So the account I'm just adding it on as a Acer. We can add a multiple things. So account. This is our account Acer, and the contract. Whatever the contract we are configure for this one, we can pick the same thing here. Mhm. Oh my god, we have selected a wrong one. Acer. So let's wait for a something. So we can add a Acer as a one the contract. So if I pick it, there is some contract will be offering. So this is our contract which you gave. So we need to select this one. And if any assets for this one, we have created yesterday assets, right? So those what are related to this company, we can we have not created any assets for this vendor, so it will not show anything. And active channel, what was the mode of channel we can get like self service, I think there's a one. Yeah, email, virtual agent, whatever it may be. That means for the each and every one how many we have given. If you're not given, it will take as a default one. And what was the business hours from this entitlement support? So that means it will go for the other thing. Let me check whether we have completed. Oh, still it is loading. So what was the business hours it has to do? So it will be the what are the schedules we have to do? We have to do the same thing. Now, so what is the start date? What is the end date? So I'm just going to this entitlements. So for example, if I give 24/7. So that means if you say ITSM license, it will be the very less time. So I'm just going to 23rd of this month, and it may redirect with the 31st of this month. Total units, how many units is nothing, it should be cases or how many hours per unit or per one. So total units 1000, for example, 1000 cases we can write it, and we can create as a remaining is 100. So or else automatically it will create for the same thing. Now we are going to submit the same thing here. Now what happened? I have created one. So if I am going to open this company, details, and let's check what it happens. This is the account. See who is the primary contact and who is the parent account, what is the registration code, customer or partner, whatever it may be, we can add the same all this one. Now entitlements was there, this was there. The next one is the contacts. Contacts is nothing but how many contact is a what was the user has to contact for this one. See, earlier whenever the users when you created it will go to the sys underscore user, but if you create this one it will come to the customer underscore contact table. So I'm just making first name is better. Okay, test user. So test user at the rate gmail.com. And also I'm just going to this default view for this one. Okay. So if I'm going to the user profile. So what happened? This is a child table. This customer and sorry contact underscore customer underscore contact, which is a child table. If you this customer underscore contact, which is a child table, and I just created a test user, right? This is the one. And see, as we don't know the password, mm, we can set a password here, generate and copy, and here the test underscore user. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to logging out. So login. This is the password which we can see it, and it is asking the save to change the password. I'm just changing to the different password. So now user has successfully logged in, and I just click on this agree, and these are the basic things. I'm just going to the see create a product case where the user can create a product case for this user, or else if I'm going to create, we can add this user as a what you call that is a company ASR, right? Okay, customer accounts, right? If I'm going to the one, okay, so you can create a case for this one. So I don't think there is no SSC as asset is there. The product we have only one product. What are the one we can add the select the product priority, and we can create a test and submit the case. Now what happened? He has successfully created a case for the same thing. Still, it is loading. Just wait for a couple of minutes. So I think we have created a case, but since we don't have user as doesn't have access, so it will not show the one. So if I open to reload this one, we can check whether the case is created or not. So we can reload this one. I think this user doesn't have any permission for the create a case. So we can create a order a case. Still, still it is loading. See, this is the one we have created the test case, right? I don't think so. We have created order case, and this we have created the product case. The order case will be the CSM underscore order underscore case. The product case will goes to the SN underscore customer service underscore case. See, we have created the case for SR and all the stuff for this one. There is some SLS is already there. It will automatically trigger for the same thing. But here the problem is that the user doesn't have the access for the case for this one case table. That is the issue for the here. If you allow the user, so that what happened, you can able to see the add the cases for the same. So like this we can onboard the cases for the user for same thing. See if it is not assigned to any group. See the product we have given, but the account we are not configured. So we can configure to the account and what was the contact. So for example, we can configure the account, and you can see it was created by each user test user, but we have not configured the few things for this one, so that it will not display the same thing here. I think here we have some restriction for this one. Let's check the what is the restriction. Let's wait for a couple of minutes till it is loading. Okay, there is something is required here. Okay, this case account has some what you call as a reference restriction that maybe we can cover in the next class. So like this, we can create a till now today what we discussed. We have checked it how to install a plugin and in the service now, and how to create a onboarded account for that account, how to we can create a contract. For that contract we can add a service offering, and we have seen it how to add a entitlements, and we have created a user for the vendor account. So this is the basic thing about the customer service management. Tomorrow we can continue in the customer service management next things. So till now you have clear or any confusion? No, this is the plugin. Go to this one, and here just go to here application. If you want to, you can. Yeah. No. Yeah. You have to install. It will take 1 hour or some time. So it will take another 20-30 minutes. It will automatically install. No. Because we don't have license right in the real time. What happened? We will purchase only ITSM license. If you want additionally, we need to purchase it from the service now. No. By default, we are purchasing ITSM license for the IDIs. So if you want to additionally, we can purchase. For example, if you purchase a laptop, you can do the same thing. If you want to install use any new Microsoft Office or any Adobe PDF reader or any .NET or some XYZ softwares, you have to install it in the your laptop, right? And you have to purchase a license something. Similar in the service now also, here there is no installation. We can activate the plugin so that all the files will come automatically. Clear or any confusion? So we are no, we are installing customer service management plugin. Since I have already installed, but this is not yet completely installed. Still, it is loading. Okay. I hope it clear or any confusion. Very good. So this is the CSM. The application goes tomorrow. We can cover how we can cases will be created, how we can go for the next step for the same thing. Okay. So this is a plugin. You can check this product document. I will give you in the chart window so that you can guys can practice check all the stuff. Okay. So thank you so much. We'll meet you in tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.